Happy day, students. So, this is computer science class 10 chapter 4, your due life portions, right? So, chapter 4 is data types and operators. Fine. So, you can see clearly on the screen that class 10 chapter 4 data types and operators. So, in this chapter we will be discussing, as you can understand from the chapter name itself, we will be discussing our different data types in C and how operators are in C. Yeah. So here first we are going to see what is data type. Basically what is data type? We already done it in Q basics, right? Data type means to store the values like age, name, date of journey. You want to save it something. In that particular variable will be known as a data type. Like if it's age, you know it's a number, right? So number is a data type. Name, you know it will be characters. Text will be characters. Date of journey, DD, MM, YY. So it will be date. Then again train number. If I say you train number, roll number, you have it as numbers. Your roll number is also number. So data type is which means integer. So age, since it is a number, it will be integer. Name, since it is text, it will be character. Yes. So that is data types. Now let's have a look. So we can say data types are defined as data storage format that a variable can store to perform specific operations. So there are two types of data types you will learn in C. That's broadly classified. C data types is broadly classified into two. One is primitive data type and the other one is derived. Primitive. What is primitive? Usually we say primitive means scalar or fundamental data types are known as primitive data types. Okay, it can only represent single value in a program. Yes, so primitive is clear, like integer. If you are asking your age, we can put it as integer, character, name, float value, like if you want to give some decimal value, double value. So those are the primitive, simple, which can store only single value in a program. When it comes to derived means like array, structure, you'll be going forward, you will be learning them. Array, structure, those are known as derived data types. You can see on the screen, derived are array, structure, union, enum, pointer. Yes. So while learning, you will understand what is array, structure, union, enum. You have it in the upcoming classes. Fine. So primitive, integer, character, float, double. Yeah. So now let's see how these are represented. As I always told you, I am using online compiler to teach you. In our school we use Turbo C++, but over here since it's easier for you, all of you need not install it, you just can browse it through the internet in your website itself. So that's the reason I'm using an online compiler. So here if I have to give integer, okay, earlier I typed integer, now I'm planning to give it as a comment. So see what I had done, forward slashes I used for making it a comment. Integer means any numbers like your age, it can be a number. So I given here the variable name A. It can be C, D or any other name. Variable, as I said you always, variable is just a name, any alphabet, any word can be a variable, but integer, float are keywords. You can't change them. So integer, A, semicolon, that's a syntax. Whatever the data type is, then the variable name semicolon, that is a syntax. So here integer, float, then double. So see how it has been defined. As you can see, when I am typing double itself, they are showing the hint. So character, CHAR we use, fine. Character, any one alphabet. Variables we have already learned the rules of variables in the previous class. Yes, that variables are used as a named memory location to store data. So here A, B, C, G are all the variable names. So after writing the data type, the variable name, you are supposed to put a semicolon. Since it is character, I have to put it in quotes if I am trying to initializing. So I am doing character C is equal to kips. That is how I initialize a variable. So first we have seen what are the different what are the different data types. Yes, integer, float, double and character. Then I shown you how you declare a variable, that is integer A, float B, double G. Yes, in this integer is a data type, A is a variable name. Yes, so that we have seen. Then we are coming on to initializing a variable, where I have initialized the variable C, given a value kips. Yes, since it is character, I put the quotes. If it was a number, you would have just initialized like A is already the integer A is equal to 15 semicolon. Yes, or if it's a float value, if you want to find a percentage, a float percentage is equal to 86.1 semicolon. So please note, data type, variable name equal to value equal. After value, you have to put a semicolon. That is how you initialize. Here are some declaring a variable. Integer A is equal to 10. So we have seen what are data types. Data types are defined as data storage format in a variable. Variable I already named data stores that can be perform specific operations. Then we are saying that each variable, whatever data type you are giving, has a definite size. Yes, if you say integer, it's that storage sizes 2 or 4 bytes. Bytes is a memory storage, so it is 2 or 4 bytes. Fine. So next we are going to see operators. Operators, how I am going to explain it to you. And I will do a program in that each line I will connect you to each operators. So I think that will be much easier for you to understand the programming as well as how it is getting implemented in a program. So let's have a look. So operators, we have arithmetic operators, none other than our plus, division, multiplication, and then we have logical operators, that is AND. Then we have dict-wise operator, relational, greater than equal to. Yeah. So here is this program where I am giving you slash includes a header file. Yes. Then integer main. Then if you since you are given integer main, we are using return 0. So let's see the program. Slash includes studio.h input output. Then integer main. Since we are using integer main, we will be writing return 0. So here integer A is storing the integer value. B is equal to C. So B is equal to 6. B is equal to 6. That's how we are initializing a value. Yeah, here can you see? Already integer A I already initialized. Then I already declared integer A. Then I am saying initializing A is equal to 2. So assigning the value. So we can say it's a assignment operator. Next we are going to see arithmetic operator. C is equal to A plus B. That's a arithmetic operator. Then relational operator. If greater than equal to, sign greater than equal to, those are relational operators. So here what I have done is I have asked you like I given a condition like A should be greater than B. So that is a type 3 relational operator. Yes. Okay, so next what I am going to explain. So we have seen what is logical operator, relational operator. Next we have to see increment and decrement. So increment and decrement we have two types, postprefix and prefix. So what I have done is I given a value. All of you know what's the value of A is 2. I have printed once initial value of A. Then see the program over there. I given the value D. Each time when plus A is given, minus A is given, so it means plus B means prefix incrementing. When minus we say it's prefix decrement. Minus means decrement. If minus comes in the front, so it's decrement. Fine. Then we have postfix. So after the variable, if the symbol like plus or minus comes, means postfix. So postfix plus means it's postfix increment, minus means postfix decrement. So now let's see how it works. Yeah, so you can see the comments have not come, right? Arithmetic operator, what I asked, A C is equal to A plus B. So what is the value of A over here? A A is 2, B's value is 6. So it has come to 8. Then relational operator. Relational operator is 2 greater than 6. No, right? So the value has come to 0. Yeah. Then we have, so initial value of A is equal to 2. Prefix increment means I said plus plus. So already it's getting added to 2 plus 1, 3. Then 3 is printed over there. Yes. Now prefix decrement. Sorry. Yeah, minus A. So initial value of A is 2. So 2 will be seen. Then postfix increment. So earlier value of A is equal to 2. Postfix again it remains 2. Now postfix decrement. A minus. Yes. So see integer, we are return 0 just because we are integer main and we are on the program. Yes. So I think the whole chapter is clear for you. In the next video, I'll give you the instruction regarding the lab activity and how it is working. Fine. Thank you, students.